Hi there, my name is Brenda, and I'd like to take you through a foam roller series of exercises. I'd like to call this session uh, foam roller massage and focusing on trigger point release. So trigger points are areas in our body and muscles and fascia that get tight, get ischemic, and they don't tend to work well. They, for lack of a better way, sometimes it just feels like something's stuck. So we'll work through that today, and we'll try to get some of those trigger points to release. So I'll teach you how to do that. So get your foam roller out, and we are going to just start with releasing our back a little bit. So go ahead and put your bottom on the ground and put the foam roller at the low part of your back, and then you can keep your bottom down for less pressure. Again, your shirt will sometimes glide. You can just hold on to it. I just want you to slide up and down with your bottom on the ground to begin with. You can support your head, just make sure you don't yank on it. Sometimes the foam roller walks away from you and you just have to bring it back and put it where you want it. So don't worry about that. Again, bottom up or down. If you want more pressure, go ahead and lift your bottom off the ground. Again, you can support your head, just don't yank on it. Another benefit, I should say multiple benefits from using a foam roller is you get a little core workout because you have to hold yourself up sometimes, part of your body or all of your body. And let's just go ahead and finish with that. And now we're going to go ahead, again, we're just trying to warm things up, wake up the body if we've been sitting at our desk or just getting out of bed or watching TV. So you're going to make sure that your bottom is on the foam roller and your head is supported as well. If you tend to jut your chin, you can put and you have a hard time putting your neck in a neutral position, you can put a pillow underneath your head or your hands. So again, we don't want you to feel strain in your neck. So we're just going to do what I call maintain a neutral spine. I just want you to windmill your arms. So top to bottom, try not to arch your back. And don't worry if you don't feel anything. And we'll do one more, side to side or up and down. And now we're going to take both arms up to the ceiling. And we're going to reach and round our back, and then we're going to retract and squeeze. So pinch the foam roller with your shoulder blades. So reach and round like you're hugging a big tree and retract and squeeze. Again, make sure you're not arching your low back neutral with the spine, or you can do a pelvic tilt and have your low back supported by the foam roller. So reach and round, retract and squeeze. You can try both. See what you like better. And then the next time you reach and round, just hold and just kind of go side to side. So let the foam roller go to one side of your spine and then to the other. So the wider your feet are on the floor, the more control you're going to have over your foam roller. If you want a little less because you want to challenge your core more, move your feet completely together or closer together. And now come back center, retract and squeeze. Pinch your foam roller with your scapula, with your shoulder blades, and then just go side to side. Again, neutral spine, natural curves, or a pelvic tilt with your low back touching the foam roller, being supported by it. And last one. Nice job. So go ahead and come on up. And now we're going to start with our lats. So I like to always talk about swimmers, butterflyers. Michael Phelps is a good one to think of. Most of us know who he is. But if you think about those big lat muscles that he has from swimming, that's the area we're going to work on. And most of us definitely find some trigger points there, some what we call sore spots. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the armpit area, and then we're going to either roll slightly forward or slightly back until we find a spot that talks to us, that we feel like, oh wow, that's tight, that's sore, that is what is a trigger point. So what you're going to do then is put as much weight on it as you need to still make it not a painful trigger point pressure with the foam roller. So you can think of it being a thumb. So again, you find a spot and then just hang out and breathe. If you hold your breath, you've got too much weight on it, give yourself a little support. Use your hand to take some of that weight out, or the bottom hand as well. And then once you feel it kind of release, you're like, oh, well, now that pressure is way less intense or completely gone. Then just go up or down a little bit, find another spot that's a trigger point, and hang out and breathe. And then just I want you to play with that a little bit. So sometimes we can go back a little bit, sometimes we need to go forward to find it. And again, find those trigger points again, muscle and fascia, they get, for lack of a better word, stuck and don't move as well as they should. Sometimes we don't even know they're tight until we get out there our tools and our playthings. All right, let's go ahead and just go up and down a little bit now. So this is what I call stripping the muscle back out, lengthening it after you've done some trigger point therapy, trigger point massage. And we want to make sure we're even from side to side. So come on up and let's go to the other side. Sometimes we have one side that's a little more tender than the other, a little tighter, and we don't know it until we get on it. So again, find that spot in your, like the armpit, the crease of the armpit, and then either roll forward or back, maybe up or down an inch or so. Figure out, where is it at on you that you're like, okay. So for example, on myself, my left side, it's slightly behind me, slightly posterior, a little bit more than it was on my right side, which was slightly in the front part, the anterior. So find a spot, again, put as much pressure on it as you need. So use your hands to take some of that weight out, or you can just kind of hang out on it if you need more, putting as much weight of your body as you can. Every once in a while, we'll get somebody that actually can lift their whole body up and apply that much pressure, but most of us can't handle that. And then after it's released, find another spot, and maybe roll forward, roll back a little bit, and then hang out on it. Again, trigger point massage, release, and then just kind of find a couple more. See where you're at. Make sure you breathe. And then let's go ahead and strip. Go up and down. So think about armpit to bike where heart rate monitor would go, or your bra line is a good way, landmarks to think of. And then go ahead and stop. Nice job. Let's go ahead and do our quads, the front part of our thighs. So we're going to lay on the foam roller. Foam roller is going to go right above our knees. And then our feet can drag on the ground, or they can be elevated. And then we're just going to walk it out. So we're going to go foam roller. We're going to roll it up and down our thighs from right above the hip crease to right below the hip crease to right below the knees. Now, I can turn your toes out. So turn your toes out. So now you're going to get a little bit more of the inside. Do that just a couple of times, and then toe in, internally rotate, and go up and down. Depending upon how we use our muscles in our activities, where some of us will feel most tightness, whether we're in parallel, internal, or external. All right, so that was a little stripping, and now we're going to go ahead and find those trigger points. So let's start with the foam roller on our left thigh. So our the right leg is out to the side, and what I want you to do is find a spot that's what I call sticky, again, that trigger point, and just kind of hang out and relax and breathe there. If by chance you're like, I think I need a little bit more weight on that, more pressure, you can place one leg on top of the other, and that will give you more pressure. The other thing I want to point out is, depending upon whether you're on carpet or hardwood, with your foam roller, how tight something may feel. So one day you do it on a carpeted room in your house, and the other day you do it on a hardwood floor. It may feel like it's tighter, but it's not. You just got a firmer surface. So again, find a spot, hang out, relax and breathe. Find another spot. Try to get it to release. Remember, if it doesn't release, it doesn't start to feel less tense, less tender. You've got too much weight on it. Support yourself. You can pull yourself up. And then let's go ahead and finish on the left leg. Just go up and down again, the stripping. And then we're going to go to the other side. So now it's going to be on your right thigh. And again, sometimes you find one leg that's a little more tender than the other. Don't worry about it. Just be aware of it. If you need more pressure, leg on the ground goes on top. Again, that adds more weight, more pressure, but only if you need it. So find a spot that talks to you. Sometimes we have to roll in or out to find it, and then let it relax, and then go to another spot. Again, trigger point therapy, trigger point massage. One more, find a spot, and then go up and down. All right, great job. Let's go ahead and come on to our calves. So let's go ahead and same thing. Bottom can be on the ground, and you can just slide in and or up and down. So right above the ankle to right below the knee. If you want a little more pressure, bottom up if you need it, or stack one leg on top of the other, and then you're just focusing on the bottom leg. So I've done a little bit of stripping. Now we're going to go ahead and find those trigger points. So depending upon how much pressure you need, parallel, you can do one leg on the ground with the knee bent, or again stacked. So you find where you need to be today. Find a spot. And again, if you can't, breathe into it. You've got too much pressure on it, you can take some weight out, bottom down, and then once that releases, go to another spot. Sometimes you have to kind of wiggle in and out, find it, breathe. And it's almost like a sensation where you're like, okay, that feels real tight. Oh, it doesn't feel quite so tight, or it completely goes away. So that will happen. It doesn't happen in all spots where it completely goes away. It becomes less tender. And then go ahead, find one more spot, and then go up and down. Let's go ahead and put the bottom down. We're going to work on the ankle, whether you have 1 or 2 feet on it. Just go side to side. And then circle it. And then go the other way. So sometimes you'll find spots just by doing that. If you need more, you can bottom up. Now let's do the other leg. If you were parallel the whole time, don't worry. You get to do it parallel both times, so you get a little bit more. So again, 1 foot on the ground, bottom on the ground, or bottom up, or stacked if you need more. So let's go ahead and find a spot that's tender. Again, a trigger point. Fascia and muscle, excessive tension, restriction, and then relax into it, breathe. Again, you might have to go in and out a little bit, find another spot, relax and breathe. Find another spot, relax and breathe. You need a little less tension, bottom down, foot on the ground. All right, let's go to that ankle on this side, and just go side to side. And then let's do some circles with the ankle. And then go the other way. So sometimes you feel like your ankle doesn't want to move real well. This will help it move better, so you get some of that stuff loosened up in there, the gunk. All right, nice job. Let's go ahead and go to our hamstrings, so the back of our thighs. And we'll do the same thing. So it's going to be right below the knee, right to the gluteal fold. So again, most people have to lift themselves up just because we don't have, unless we're real tall, we don't have a lot of length in our hamstrings. And if you know me, you know I'm short. So I definitely have to have my bottom up, otherwise there's nowhere to move. And then just kind of go in and out to get it externally, toe out, duck out, like you're walking like a duck. And then toe in. Now, if this is enough tension, I'm going to have you stay parallel. If you need a little more tension, let's go on the left hamstring. Again, back of the thigh. Again, you can have your foot on the ground, or you can stack, cross, whatever works for you. Find a spot that's sticky and hang out there. You can even point and flex your foot. You'll feel a notice of a difference in it. You can also circle the ankle. Again, foot down for less, foot up for more. Find another spot. Again, you might want to roll in and out. You might need to adjust. Find that spot. Maybe towards the outside is the lateral hamstring. That tends to get tight on a lot of us. And then find another spot. Breathe and relax. And let's go to the other side. So the right hamstring. So one leg on it. Find a spot that's sticky. Maybe cross if you need a little more pressure. Bottom up or bottom down. Every once in a while you'll get what we call referral. So like if you, that just goes to show us how everything's interconnected. So you may be working on your hamstring and you feel it all the way down to your foot. Don't worry. That's just, it shows again, we're like a spider web all the way top to the bottom. So from the crown of our head to the soles of our feet, everything is connected and works together. Things that are in one area affect another body part. So find another area, another spot there, another trigger point. Relax and breathe, point and flex, circle. One more. And go ahead and put the bottom down. Let's go ahead and strip both legs. Then we'll do our glutes. Again, you can toe in, toe out. Nice job. So I encourage people to keep their foam roller out in a visible sight so that they tend to use it more versus less, because sometimes you forget about it. So we're going to go ahead and sit on our foam roller, and we're going to go ahead and cross our left leg over our right. Let's do the other, right leg over your left. Then you're going to roll over onto your right glute. So think about that glute, and then you just roll up and down, same thing. Hold on to the floor as much as you need to make it the proper amount of tension. Something that you can breathe, you're not wanting to cry or anything like that. Some people need a little bit more pressure, and so they actually have the other leg off the ground. Or if you don't want to do a figure four, you can just roll over to one side and have both legs elevated. Just when you cross, you tend to get a little more external rotation, and you can get that medial glute a little bit better. So find a spot that talks to you. If it doesn't, just keep rolling. And then breathe. And then find another spot. Come down or up. And breathe. Find another spot. And then just roll up and down. So there's no right way or wrong way to roll. Sometimes you just have to, again, the more that you're on that foam roller, the easier it is for you to manipulate it. And now we're going to go over to the other side. So we're going to cross left leg over the right. We're going to roll over onto the left glute. And sometimes, I joke about it, you fall off the foam roller. That's okay. You don't have far to fall. And then you can come up. And again, so more support because you don't want so much pressure. You want more pressure because you don't feel anything. Take the foot off the ground. If you don't like to do that, you can have both feet up. And again, bonus. You got to work your core because you have to hold yourself up. Find a spot, breathe into it and relax. Breathe into it and relax. Find another one. And then go up and down. Nice job. So let's go ahead and finish by doing our back just a little bit more. So we'll just do what we did in the beginning. So bottom down. Head forward or not, or bottom up if you want a little bit more. Don't forget to breathe. Remember, you're not yanking on your head, you're just supporting it. And then go ahead and put the bottom down. And we're going to put it at the base of our neck for the last thing. So remember, you don't have to get on your foam roller, for any more than 5 minutes. You don't have to do a whole video. You can just come up with your favorite roll and release, or I should say trigger point release routines or body parts. So whether it's glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, your lats. So again, you're just going side to side and then nod your head. Yes. And you can just hang out here and relax. All right. Come on up unless you want to hang out and relax. So thank you so much for joining me for a foam roller massage, trigger point release, trigger point therapy. So keep on rolling. You can do it. Thanks for joining me.